Hello YouTube family, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Sharita and welcome. And in today's video, we're getting into yet another list of gourmand fragrances. You all love when I do a good marshmallow video, but I really wanted to expand on that, and I wanted to give you a video that covers all things whipped, delicious, airy treats. So it could be a macaron, it could be marshmallow, it could be, chantilly cream, whipped cream, just all of the things frothy, rich, delicious, whipped, and fluffy. So if you're in the market for a fragrance with notes like that, then this list is absolutely to die for, and I just know you're gonna love them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So this first one is actually fresh off the press, all right? I have only given it, I would say maybe like an evening of wear. So this is more of like a first impressions. I'm gonna keep you updated, but so far so good. And this is my second fragrance from Diet Candle. If you are not familiar, this is like a sister brand, and they have a lovely candle line, but they also have started to get into eau de parfums. And I just find that they have some of the most delicious cake fragrances. You all know how I feel about Rise and Shine, which is like coffee cake, but this one is called CREME Proper, and this is about basically like a fruity chantilly type cake. So you go to Publix and you see the chantilly cake in that case, and it just like, I just want to buy one every time I see it. It's really whipped and airy. You've got like this vanilla cake base and you have fruit, and that's exactly how this scent comes across. Think that, but maybe just a little bit more like a posh elevated, a bakery who would have such an offering. That is what you get in this fragrance. So CREME Proper, it is a delicate blend of the fruity and the whipped and cake-like. So it's one that's not going to be, I would say, too fall and winter coated. Like, this is a gourmand you can wear all year. And I think that it doesn't wear too dense and thick. Again, keeping with that theme of light, frothy, airy, whipped. So this opens with notes of almond, marzipan, and pastry cream. You have middle notes of chiffon cake, raspberry compote, rose absolute, and you have base notes of tonka bean, musk, and vanilla bean. It is absolutely scrumptious. Now, for me, when I wore this, I would say it was a little lighter as far as the performance. I was getting maybe about 4 hours before it started to turn into a skin scent. But again, I want to give it some more wears. It's very new to the market, so I want to give it a little time to sit, do its thing, and we'll see where we come as far as the real longevity of the fragrance. But right now, so far, I would say on the lower end of moderate, and this is one that just smells so good. I would not mind decanting this, topping it off as needed. So again, CREME Proper, absolutely delicious from Diet Candle Co., and one you should absolutely check out if you love fruity and whipped scents. So while we're talking about fragrances that wear a little on that lighter side as far as longevity, a great way to extend the scent is going to be with a good perfume oil. And Sand and Fog has a marshmallow scented perfume oil, and this is called Marshmallow Skies. And I find that it goes really beautifully with a fragrance like this, because this also, yes, very marshmallow, whipped, fluffy. It also has that sugary, dense, and a touch of fruitiness going on. So I find that this is the perfect pairing to help extend the longevity of some of these scents. So this one opens with top notes of lemon and strawberry. You have middle notes of cream, raspberry, and marshmallow. And you have base notes of vanilla, benzoin, musk, and sugar. So many similar notes. So you really don't even have to think about, how's it's going to layer and pair. A match made in heaven for my fruity marshmallow lovers. So speaking of fruity and marshmallow, I want to talk about another one. And this is from the house of Juliana's Perfume. This is a recent acquisition, love obsession. This is called Whipped Bloom. This is going to give you plum. So, okay, fall sexy, absolutely. But this is truly about a really beautiful marshmallow note. Something about the way they can handle a marshmallow, Juliana's Perfume, I don't know what it is, but they just seem to get marshmallow right. Sometimes when you see that note, they can wear with that dense sugary quality, and you kind of lose that frothiness, that thing we associate with a physical marshmallow. It needs to have a little powdery touch, and I find that they're able to pull it off perfectly every time I experience a marshmallow note in a fragrance. So they have been so kind enough to send this one over for me to try. I saw the notes, I said I need to try this one, and it did not disappoint. So Whipped Bloom opens with notes of black amber and plum. You have middle notes of marshmallow, orchid, Abelia sweet emotion, and you have base notes of vanilla and musk. It is very whipped, airy, musky. The orchid is giving just a powdery touch that we need in a marshmallow fragrance, and you are getting so much beautiful marshmallow throughout. I love the fruity touch being a plum, so it kind of gives you a different vibe from a lot of these, you know, fruity marshmallow scents that we're used to seeing paired with these very traditional fruits. Typically, you don't see it paired with a plum note, and I just think it's so beautiful in this fragrance. So if you're looking for something a little unique, but all about the marshmallow that's going to wear beautiful all year, but especially this time of year, then Whipped Bloom is absolutely one you have got to check out. So the next one I want to talk about is a scent inspired by a Kilian fragrance that is just tried and true marshmallow love for me, and that is Princess by Kilian. Juliana's Perfume has their version of it, and this is called Miss Independent. I have gone through multiple bottles. My daughter and I, we just cannot get enough of this fragrance because they almost smell just pretty much identical. They're going to have that same longevity. I would even say maybe this one will last a little bit longer, but this is marshmallow. This is ginger, green tea. So you're getting cozy, comforting. You're getting a little vanilla. It is everything you want to smell like if you love gourmand fragrances, but you want to smell just irresistible and a little sensual. So this one opens with notes of lemon. You have heart notes of green tea, ginger, peach, hedion, jasmine, and apple, and you have base notes of marshmallow, vanilla, and benzoin. If you have never tried the original Kilian, or if you've never tried Miss Independent, you would be remiss if you did not give this fragrance profile a try. If you are a lover of marshmallow, I think this is still to this day one of the best marshmallow scented fragrances on the market, and I just cannot recommend this one enough. Again, this is Miss Independent, and this is from Juliana's Perfume. One more Juliana's I want to touch on is called Before Words. So this actually is going to put you in the mindset of something like a Bianco Latte, a Gourmand Escapade. Imagine a cousin of those, okay? Because this is technically an original creation from Juliana's Perfume, but the texture is what sets this one apart. So if we think about Escapade Gourmand, if we think about Bianco Latte, very, very rich, dense, heavy, thick. This is like a whipped, airy mousse version of those fragrances, and I just cannot tell you how beautiful this smells. It is ambery, it's musky, it's one of those, you know, dialed back as far as the note structure type of vanillas, which I cannot get enough of. So I'm saying that to say it's not an overly complex gourmand vanilla fragrance, which is going to make it perfect for layering. You can also wear it on its own if you love more straightforward vanillas like I do, but it is that vanilla mousse that just, it makes it chef's kiss and one you have got to check out. So Before Words opens with notes of amber. You have mid notes of airy vanilla mousse, and you have base notes of vanilla and musk. Just everything. It's so like light and frothy. It's just like, if you love vanilla and you want something that is not going to be too sticky sweet and thick and cloying, this is the one you need right here. Before Words, again by Juliana's Perfume. A huge thank you to Juliana's Perfume for sponsoring this portion of today's video, and everything will be linked in the description box, so be sure to shop the links. A great way to support the channel. And while you're checking their website out and shopping, be sure to sign up for the email list so that you're always up to date on the restocks, what's coming new, and any sales events they may have. All right, so this next one is all about the marshmallow, and this one was recommended to me from a fellow YouTuber, Naima. I will link her channel. She just covers all things delicious, sweet, gourmand, vanilla lover like myself, and she has some really amazing finds, and I feel like she's going to put new things on your radar. So if you have never checked out her channel, I highly urge you to. But this one is called Marshmallow Crush. This, I think, is from more like an indie house, and when I tell you, this absolutely is one of the best marshmallow fragrances, because I know so many of you all love the Kais, is it Delisa? I can't even remember the name of it, okay? But you know which one I'm talking about. That one I sampled, and I really do want to spin the block and get a larger size, maybe like start with like a 30 ml, because I had a little Lucky Scent dabber, and to me it was very like sugary, ambery, like it melted into something that was sweet vanilla, very delicious, desirable. But I'm sorry, my marshmallows, they have to have like this frothy like marshmallow texture, just a touch powdery, something about it. Like I need to feel like I'm biting into a marshmallow when I'm saying marshmallow, and that's exactly what this is giving. So I would say this is better than the Kais, but again, like that's just my opinion. opinion, okay? And I'm sticking to it. And she said the same as well, which is what made me buy it. So Marshmallow Crush is from the House of Perfumes by Cherie. And this is just, it's marshmallow, it's vanilla, delicious goodness in a bottle. Now, the one thing I can say about this one is when you first spray it, do not go right in and smell it because it's like got this really alcohol-y presence, which is why you should always wait 15 to 20 seconds for the initial burst of alcohol to burn off into the air. That is just a rule of thumb, but I just really want to preface it because this one will burn your nostrils if you try to go right in and smell it. So once that kind of burns off, you're going to get a really, really gorgeous marshmallow scented fragrance. And when I smell this one, you're almost getting something that smells like cotton candy. And when I look at the notes, it makes sense because they do mention like a spun sugar, but this is just absolutely one of the most gorgeous vanilla marshmallow fragrances I have ever smelled. So this one opens with top notes of spun sugar. You have hard notes of vanilla bean and you have base notes of marshmallow accord. It's so comforting. It's so delicious. And you're going to smell irresistibly sugary sweet when you put this thing on, okay? Beautiful longevity on this one as well. I would say you could still smell it very easily, you know, on the clothes, on the skin after that 5-hour mark, which I feel like is going to give you, I would say, on the farther end of moderate. For me personally, I'm saying if I get 5 hours, we are good. 5 to 8, to me, that's long wearing. Anything after 8, I would say is going to be on that, like, that's exceptionally long wear for me personally. So let's get into 2 fragrances that feature a note of macaron. Now, Love Notes Plush Vanilla. I did not need to buy this, but something about the way this gave me that marshmallowy, fluffy macaron texture that I could not let go of in my head as I smelled it. I had to get a bottle. So I have talked about this one several times on the channel. This is Love Notes Plush Vanilla by Ariana Grande. And this is going to give you a fragrance that is absolutely going to remind you a lot of Vanilla Skin. It's going to remind you a lot of Cashmere and Vanilla Essence from Donna Karan. But this one does have a slight deviation where I felt like, honey, you know what? I'm about to own all 3. And do I regret it? Absolutely not. Because first of all, you're getting 125 ml for $80, okay? Secondly, this one, yes, it's very sweet, cozy, cashmere and amber, vanilla, like sugar crystals. You're getting all of that. But there is something like fluffy, airy, whipped. I am biting into a macaron about this fragrance, and the others don't have that. So that is the caveat. Like if you're looking to add another vanilla, you don't need, child. If you got them other 2, I'ma still say try this one out. And the good thing about this one is you're going to get something that wears beautifully. It has a beautiful sillage. Like people are absolutely going to smell this on you. Longevity, I would say about 5-6 hours. But I find that this kind of wears a little longer and gets a little stronger as it sits. But this is going to give you that price point. Okay, Vanilla Skin, the perfume, wasn't a fan. It got a little less sweet. It got a little bit more woody. And there was just like this thing that was very different, nuanced, but still different from the body spray. I wanted that body spray of Vanilla Skin by Fleur in a perfume. Like don't change nothing. Just give us, and I feel like what they did is they took the scent of the body spray, the perfume oil from that body spray, and they just tried to extend the longevity. And when you try to do that, inherently you're going to change the scent. And I felt like they just added like a little bit more woodiness to make it stick around a lot longer in the base, and it just switched it up just a little bit too much for me. And so I decluttered the Eau de Parfum. Still love the body spray. Love it down. I don't wear body sprays that often. So that is where this one comes in clutch, all right? And to mention the differences between this and the Donna Karan, it's not going to be like heavy on the florals. This doesn't have that really floral jasmine. It doesn't have that green apple. And so even though they have a lot of like the cashmere, amber, vanilla, sugary sweet, this has a different texture, okay? So I love it down. Just check it out. I don't think you'll regret it. One of the best that the house has to offer. Again, this one is from Ariana Grande, and this is Love Notes Plus Vanilla. Now, let's move on to a truly beast mode vanilla fragrance that features, I think it's got whipped cream, and I think it's got a macaron. And you're getting something that truly does wear like, it's like a duality of sorts, because you do get something that has like this airy, whipped, cloudy texture, but you have something that is also very very sweet and dense. And some kind of way you're able to get both from one fragrance. This wears with such amazing longevity and it has an impressive sillage. I'm telling you, this is not really something that we associate with those more vanilla forward fragrances. Usually they are on that moderate side, maybe long lasting some, but they're usually not beast mode. I don't have a lot of beast mode vanilla front and center fragrances, but this one, Vanille 12 o'clock from Francesca De Oro, is a beast. And it is so feminine, it's sweet, and it is truly an addiction. Like, you don't even need a lot. Like, please don't overspray this. You will probably make yourself sick because it is that sweet, it is that delicious, and it is that powerful. So this one opens with notes of peach, pear, apple, mandarin orange, and bergamot. You have middle notes of vanilla, vanilla absolute, whipped cream, freesia, and rose, and you have base notes of caramel, macaron, cedar, and tonka bean. I really do think you have to like fragrances that have a floral factor about it. Like, you're going to get a lot of freesia. It's fruity, but that's not the star. I feel like that whipped cream, that vanilla, that macaron, and the base is really what it's all about. And the tonka bean really gives it a lot of warmth, it gives it some depth, and it gives it a powdery touch, which is going to balance out all of that caramel, because again, this is very thick and it has to be because of that really rich caramel base. So try this one. This is absolutely for a gourmand girly. Love it down. Again, this one is Vanille 12 o'clock, and this is from Francesca Del Oro. Now let's get into a fragrance, sadly only available in the 30 ml, but this is Dessert Chantilly. This is going to be a beautiful layering staple, and it's going to be one for a girl who wants to smell like a bowl of chantilly cream. Okay, it is whipped cream and vanilla, and that is pretty much all she wrote. And this is like, I want to smell like a whipped cloudy dream. I want a little milky, but I don't want to get thick and lactonic, like overly so, to where I feel like, you know, I'm being suffocated by lactonic notes. That is sometimes that's people's gripe with a, you know, whipped cream or a lactonic note. This one has so much air whipped in there. I'm telling you, you're going to absolutely love it. And Dessert Chantilly is the perfect name for this fragrance because that's exactly what the smell and the texture gives. So this one opens with notes of powdered sugar and butter. You have middle notes of custard, caramel, and whipped cream. You have base notes of vanilla and white musk. Cloudy, musky, whipped. You are going to have these notes like butter, caramel, and custard, but don't let that deter you because it doesn't wear in a heavy, thick, custardy way. Like, not at all. So check this one out if you love lactonic fragrances, but you want something that's on that airier, musky, whipped side. Again, this one is Dessert Chantilly. Last but not least is a fragrance I have been talking about this probably every week since I got it. This is WEGA, and this is from the house of N Estra. I cannot tell you how beautiful this is. If you're a rose lover, you need to quit playing. Get yourself a decant. Scent Split has them in all the decant sizes and the full bottle. I'm telling you, if you love fragrances like Delina, you have to envision that. Envision a mix between Delina, Exclusive, and La Rose. I say that because it's like this fresher, watery take on a rose. You got that Centifolia rose, which is fleshy, it's a little watery, and you also have like this powdery thing going on in here. So I'm feeling like it's a blend of both of those Delinas, okay? But you don't have anything challenging as far as the fruits, because I think this one features like a raspberry. It doesn't have like that rhubarb, or it doesn't have that tart lychee. It doesn't have that, but you're getting this really gorgeous, complex rose fragrance. And you are going to throw marshmallow in the mix. When I say marshmallow, baby, you are getting Delina marshmallow gourmandized. And I hate to bring up Delina to compare it to, but I just want you to like get in your head. This is a really bougie, high quality, powerful, gorgeous rose. Definitely you can own all the Delinas and this one, because there is a little bit more going on floral wise. It's going to set it apart. It's not going to be a dupe, but I just want to let you know like the type of bold, gorgeous rose you're going to get with a gourmand marshmallow added to the mix. That it really does come through in this fragrance, and it is a 10 out of 10 rose. Cannot get enough of it. All right, so again, this one is from the house of N Estra, and this is WEGA. All right, you guys, that is it for me. A huge thank you to Juliana's Perfumes for partnering with me on today's video. Be sure that you check the description box, you guys. Everything will be linked. Make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure that you give me a big thumbs up if you found any value in the content. You've been watching it all this long, you might as well thumbs your girl up or hype me up. And I have really enjoyed this time with you all. It has been real. I love you all, YouTube, and I will catch you guys on the next one.